In the higher end detailing world and my customers, I am always greeted with some questions regarding paint protection, ceramic coating, or PPF. Let's talk about that. Before we start breaking down PPF and ceramic coating, you guys might have noticed over the last year or so I've been transitioning more and more here at Tyler's shop. And the reason for that is solely because of PPF. Whenever we became friends, it actually started with business. I was someone who really enjoyed filming and editing and making like a cool cinematic like I do in all my videos, and he was someone who really wanted to get into PPF. So me being in the genre of detailing I am inside the industry, Tyler reached out to me and said, hey, let's barter. I want to go ahead and get into PPF. Let me do your Golf R, and then you can do a video for me, and we'll kind of trade it out. And 3 years later, here we are. So from that very first car he really worked on to now, it's been a massive change. So walking into this from the PPF perspective, I know a lot about it. I'm not much of an installer. I know how to do it, but really I'm someone from the outside looking in. I help a lot on the business front of it. I know the science of it. I know how it works, and I can definitely tell you which one's going to be better. So over the last 2-3 years of really helping with Tyler form a PPF business, essentially, I've learned a lot about the product, and the number one thing that we always get asked by the customers, ceramic coating or PPF, which ones are going to be better for my paint? And that comes down to quite a few different things that you might want to go over. So I figured I would make a very easy and simple video to go over that. The number one thing that really differentiates the two is the budget. Me personally, starting from the bottom, working my way up, when I'm trying to fit a coating into a budget, I start with Drexlers. It's about 60-70 bucks for the bottle and the kit, depending on what you're looking for. Above that, I like to use Crystal Serum Light from G-Technic. And then from the mid-tier, heading up towards the top tier, I love using Stoner Car Care's paint ceramic coating. That's not just me being a shill for them because they sponsor the channel, it's because they actually make a very high quality product. Past that, the absolute highest quality coating I provide to customers on my highest end jobs is Kamikaze's Zimpeng coat. That stuff runs about $300-400 bucks for the bottle, 30 milliliters. I would love to get to the point one day, like Mr. Jim from White Details, who uses Modesta. But Modesta coatings are about $1,000 to $1,500 bucks for a 30 ml bottle. And here in the US, it's a little difficult to get our hands on. And I also don't really have a customer base that'd be willing to spend an extra $2-3 grand on top of a paint correction to get such a thing. price that it costs to get a ceramic coating from me varies on what kind of correction state you want to get with the coating. Usually I tell people ceramic coating starts at $800 and it can be an unlimited price point. And then on the $800 spectrum, I actually do have customers that don't want me to do any correction. So I wash it, decontaminate it fully, pull it inside, and then coat it. Paint correction is recommended before doing a ceramic coating. So that's me taking a polisher and getting rid of all that spider webbing, swirl marks, and scratches and marring. That way, whenever we lay the coating on top, it's nice, clean, glossy. The paint is very reflective, it's clean. And the most beneficial part of it is that it helps the coating bond with a more evenly layered clear coat, so that way the coating will last a lot longer and operate a lot better. Another thing in regards to paint correcting, whenever you're going into a detail, let's say you want this done right, at least kind of have an idea of what you're walking into, because your paint is going to be a big teller as to how much it's going to cost for correcting. So if you have a BMW, Volkswagen, anything on the newer spectrum of a German sports car, it's going to be much harder paint, which means it's harder to correct, might be a little more expensive. If you have a Japanese or Korean car, for example, like if you have a Honda or a Mazda, or if you have a Nissan or Toyota, it's going to have much softer paint, so that might actually benefit you in the cost spectrum. So the pricing of ceramic coating kind of leads me into the next spectrum of this entire thing, which is PPF. PPF can range from $2,000, depending on if you want a front bumper and hood done, all the way to 10 to 12 grand for a full car, depending on the vehicle. So for example, this McLaren 650S that Tyler and I have been working on is the perfect example of what we get the most here. Most customers choose full frontal PPF and then ceramic coat the rest of the car. The reason we offer packages like that is because it's the best bang for your budget in terms of PPF. The entire front end gets the most attention on the roadway, so we protect that. And with the rest of the car that doesn't get as much attention, we make sure it's UV protected, hydrophobic, all that comes from ceramic. It runs anywhere between $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 depending on the vehicle, but it's much more affordable than spending $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, $12,000 on a full body PPF. PPF is the absolute best way to protect your paint, and the reason for that is because it's literally a physical barrier between the outside world and your paint. If you end up getting rocks and whatnot that are being kicked up onto the paint, it's that plastic film that's going to take the brunt of the damage, not the front end. Let me show you. This job required us to pull off the old PPF that was completely eaten up and then install new one just to keep it protected. And yeah, there's some nasties on here because we just got done installing it a little bit ago. You can see that there's no paint chips, no nothing. I mean, this is actually in fantastic shape. I'll try and see if I can put a before clip of when we were removing the old PPF in here, because you can really see how eaten up that stuff is.
I like that it's actually like black on the background of the vinyl.
So So if anything, I hope this video helped out at least 1 or 2 people who are trying to figure out whether or not they should get their car ceramic coated or seek out PPF to be installed to the car. Either way, it just was really important to me and Tyler that we get some sort of video out that we can not only refer to customers, but to kind of share more to this sort of industry. Because a lot of detailers as well as PPF installers are very quick to make a buck by saying their product is the best. So being someone who is very transparent with all of my customers, and I work with both sides of the industry, I wanted to be fair and lay it out as simple as I possibly could in a 10 to 12 minute long video. And I will say the detailing industry is much worse about trying to make a quick buck on people compared to the PPF industry, because I can't tell you how many times I've had a customer walk in seeking PPF or just information in general, and they were told that the $3,000 ceramic coating they put on their car was not only permanent but completely damage proof. And it's like, no, we have to stop this crap. But at the end of the day, whether or not you have a good experience with ceramic coating or PPF, it all comes down to your installer of both. If you have a really good detailer as well as installer for ceramic coating, then you're going to get a pretty good result. And the same thing with PPF. You can get a really, really poor installer, which means your PPF is going to be very, very poor on the vehicle. So make sure you really do some research into this further. If you have any questions, please comment down below or shoot me an email. I'll be happy to answer. But if you enjoyed the video, please show me by leaving a like. And if you like car content, car detailing content, or information videos like this, go ahead and press subscribe. If you want more types of videos like this, let me know down below as well. I'd be more than happy to make them. Otherwise, it's a lot of talking, so now I'm done. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. I'll see you next time with a detail video. Peace.